everybody, and welcome to your briefing on the Stormbreaker. We are going to be talking about Herod Sayle. He is a wealthy, English-raised Egyptian who also happens to be a terrorist. Herod Sayle was born in Cairo when he saved the lives of a wealthy English family. He was adopted by this English family and taken to London, where he joined an exclusive private school. He was different from everyone else in the school and was bullied unmercifully, mostly by a boy who would grow up to be the Prime Minister. He hated his classmates so much that when he grew up, he made a plan to kill all of the school children in England. He used his resources and wealth to invent a computer secretly charged with a very lethal virus. He gave one of these computers to every school in England. What seemed like a generous act from Herod Sayle was really the greatest act of terrorism against England ever.
What makes Herod Sayle so appealing to the reader is his insane personality and his psychotic nature. Sayle is the ultimate villain. He is a classic example of the character everyone loves to hate. A victim of bullying, seeking revenge by killing millions of children and leaving a generation destroyed, can only be a man who is pure evil. Sayle appeals to the reader by making the reader feel sorry for him, and then he turns into a monster before their very eyes. Sayle is the evil madman that completes any good versus evil story. At first glance, he seems like a man who simply has a chip on his shoulder, but his motives are much more sinister. Sayle wants to kill the schoolchildren of England to get back at one man, the Prime Minister, who bullied him as a child. His eagerness to commit the genocide of schoolchildren in England to claim his revenge against one man is what gives Herod Sayle the appeal of a vintage anti-hero.
The cultural influence of the private school Sayle attended is directly correlated to his hatred and terroristic ideas. Sayle went from a poor boy in Egypt to a rich kid in England, which was bound to be a cultural shock for him. He stood out like a sore thumb. He was of a completely different race, and he came from a place where his expectations and ideas were completely different than that of England. He had to go to a new country where the language, religion, and lifestyle were foreign.
Private school is also where Herod got his bias against everything England, especially schoolchildren. Even as a grown man, Herod's hate towards English schoolchildren is still a fire that has still not been quenched since his younger days. Herod's anger at the people who bullied him created a psychological barrier between him and sanity. Some may argue that Herod went insane after he grew in money and power, but Herod was already insane by the time his bullies were done with him. His bias against England reached levels of hysteria when he started to plot his terrorist act.
Herod Sayle viewed the world differently than most people. When he was a child in Egypt, he probably didn't think the world was such a bright place. Through dumb luck and possibly fate, Sayle was brought to a rich country with a chance at a better life. His view of the world most likely improved drastically after he was adopted by those wealthy English parents. His view of the world then took a very dark turn during his time being bullied. By the time he was an adult, Herod Sayle hated the world, and if you would ask him, he would tell you that the world always hated him as well.
Herod Sayle is the villain of Stormbreaker because he is evil, powerful, and extremely intelligent. His crave for the blood of the children in England and his willingness to kill millions is what sets him apart from your everyday villain. This concludes your briefing. Thank you for your time.